That's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5. The pause for the effect. They hold, they wait, and it's lights out and away they go for the final race in the Simcade season. Abu Dhabi. Cornish gets away beautifully up at the start. Can everyone keep it clean? In towards turn 1. Cornish keeps it ahead. 40 in second, AJ in third. Tom moves up into, well, Tom stays in fifth, but it looks like we got maybe a couple of movers up at the back. Craig is backwards at the end of turn number 1. Simi now up into 9th, makes a move on Cloud, but looks like he's going to need to watch out for Nitro, who has come round in the Haas as they round the chicane for the first time. Turns 5 and 6 in towards 7. Looks like a little bit of contact there between the Red Bull and the Alpine, and looks like there's a bollard gone and maybe a little bit of wing damage. There comes the move. Now is side by side down the straight, and this is where the benefit of the toe and the slipstream, you can just see them all weaving about, trying to break the toe and keep it at the same time. Looks like you got the Williams and Gibbo up into 11th, make the move on the inside of Neo. Cuz is still ahead up in P10. August and Jack, the Alpine duo, still holding it in 7th and 8th. Rob making a couple of places, but looking ahead, we'll jump on board with, there he is, side by side now, Cloud and Cutters. Gibbo is frantically on them. Stop tire trying to get there. That's a contact, side by side, a wheel contact. That could be side pod damage for the Red Bull. The Red Bull goes wide. Gibbo up the inside, but could that have been an illegal overtake? Or making contact and gaining advantage? We'll have to wait and see, but Gibbo is definitely on the charge now, from last on the grid up into 16th place at the end of lap number 1, unless he makes a move on Cloud. Cloud all over the place. Medium versus soft tires. Is he going to make the move done on the inside of the final corner? It looks like he may be able to. Is Gibbo going to get another spot? Yes, he does. The soft tires, bear drive. Gibbo now up into 9th place from last on the grid. He is hunting down the front runners, and I'd be interested to see what's happened at the front though. AJ is now up into P1.
Yeah, that was a very impressive start from Gibbo. Oh, Cutters is out.
Cutters is out.
Oh no!
That's up at turn 2. So he's in the wall into turn 2, and that is front left suspension. VSC is out, and that is Cutters gone. Rob, wing damage, I'm guessing. He's now on the soft tires.
I was just going to say, it's like I think Craig got spun at turn 1. I don't know on his own or if he did have contact. I didn't actually see. But a very impressive start from Gibbo. 7 places gained within the first lap, and there was a bit of a touch in 11, 12, and 13. So maybe Simi had some damage from that contact with Gibbo, and maybe that's why he's gone off at turn 2. Because it's a bit strange to go off at turn 2 and not turn 3.
Yeah, it's well, you can. If it's too much curb on the inside of turn 2, and then your back end can just go on you from there. But AJ at the moment up into P1. I think Simi may have got some side pod damage from that contact with Gibbo. So maybe something that the stewards will look at the end of the race. But yes, AJ up into P1 for Ian P2. Virtual safety car is out. And is the virtual safety car ending at the moment? Because it looks like the pace is increasing. There it is. The track has gone green and they are back to racing. Simi is saying he's gutted and he messed up and got loose. DRS is now enabled as it is now lap 3 of the Grand Prix. So AJ needs to open that gap over 1 second before the DRS detection point, which is in between turns 6 and 7, but it doesn't look like it. Footy's just come out of nowhere, trying to make the move on the inside of turn number 3, and now they're into turn 4. He's just gonna have to sit and wait and be patient, but he needs to get a shift on. AJ is going very defensive now, trying to go around the outside, but he just can't make it. But he's now left himself compromised and vulnerable to the Cornish duo behind him. You can see the DRS train and the power that's going to be. Watch Footy make the move. AJ will be draining his battery, tries to go for the dummy, goes for the move on the inside, turn 8, later on the brakes, gives in the squeeze, and that's Footy contact with AJ. It was another Verstappen situation. I can't breathe, Ninja.
The flat out between the two of them. Cornish trying maybe to pick them off here, but just down at the back of the grid. I know this is exciting. Always Cornish goes into the back of Footy. Rob having issues with his tires, spinning up. Craig spun, broke his front wing. He's had to pit. Jack and Mike have both picked up a drive-through penalty from the virtual safety car. Jack's already served his, but Mikey will have to come in within the next 3 laps. But yeah, this is very close. Mantis joining now, so top 4, only half a second between them.
It's all getting very, very spicy, and what I'm interested in is looking at the battery levels on all of these cars. Mantis at the back, he's got full battery on his ERS. There's all the fastest laps coming in just for the benefit of the tow. Gibbo now up into 6th place, chasing down Mitch. Looking at the ERS though, AJ is deploying more to go defensive down at the ERS, or down the straight. Of turns 7 and 8, the longest straight. Gibbo though is not that far away, but how long is his soft tires going to last on this track? He is going to be desperate to get around Mitch and close that gap, but Mitch will have the DRS from... No, you won't have the DRS from Cornish, from Mantis. So Gibbo will have the DRS. We're going to see him soon fly by, and AJ still holds the line up into P1. Thought he makes a look at the inside, but that doesn't make it happen. Gibbo now up 11 places on the grid and is only 1.2 seconds behind Mantis. Mantis getting a bit out of shape.
Virtual safety car.
Another VSC. Where did that go? I think it may be a Williams. No, it's not a Williams.
I don't know what that's for.
WS Jack, he's got his wing into... Oh, there we go. It is Stranger Craig. Craig has lost his wing at some point. Maybe coming out... No, it's not. Craig's going around again.
Strange. Neo Nitro overtook Keen Wolf on the yellows.
That is strange. Cloud gets another penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car as the track goes green again, so that wasn't very long. And Craig is running around the track now with no front wing, so he needs to box as soon as he can. The VSC may be holding up the front pack for a little bit. Mantis is just managed to, well, is just outside of the DRS window, the drag reduction system, the little letterbox at the back of the car. So Cornish now at threat from Gibbo, who just needs to close in 0.2 of a second by the time they get to turn number 7.
Yeah, and we do have to keep in mind as well the battle for the constructors. I think Mantis is holding it. Or, sorry, Cornish. Yeah, he's ahead of both of them. So, at the minute, Aston Martin is still going to get the constructors from Williams here. But this is a nice little battle for the top 3. Mantis dropping back a little bit.
Here's a Gibbo is well within that DRS window. You can just see then quickly that little letterbox closing. Mantis looks like he's having a lot of issues with the car. It looks borderline, maybe undrivable, a lot of understeer, a lot of oversteer, and that's a slingshot. Oh, a little bit of contact there. That is not what you want. Mantis nearly in the wall from the Williams of Gibbo passing. Gibbo up into 4th. Cornish and Footy swapping places in the chicane. An unlikely place to overtake. Maybe, hopefully they didn't get damaged, but this is now played into Gibbo's hands. They are fighting hard at the front. They are conserving the energy, and this is what we want to see in Abu Dhabi. Not the pack spread out over 3 to 4 laps. This is what we are after. They come under the hotel. AJ still holding, but the question, how long is Gibbo's tires going to last? He is on the only one out of the top runners to be on the soft compound tire.
No, so is AJ.
Mantis gets squirrely. Oh yeah, sorry, AJ is as well. I forgot about that. As Gibbo does set the fastest lap, AJ is fending off Cornish like an absolute demon, and this is letting Footy catch up, and then Cornish has to go either attack or defend. AJ is off. AJ is off. He lost it into turn number 3, and that
was a big hit.
That was a huge hit. That was an absolute huge hit, and that has surely got to be a safety car for that one. And waiting to see, but that is a huge hit. We'll go back and see if I can find someone. There he is. He's in the wall.
Oh, the car is gone.
That is, yeah. There is no safety car whatsoever. Craig is now facing the wrong way on the track. That's trying to figure out where that is. That's turn 8 and 9. as that is unfortunate as ever. But while these are still going to fight it out, Footy making a move up the inside. It's a late dive, but he goes very deep. The switchback line from Cornish in towards the chicane. Gibbo is just sat there waiting for something to happen up ahead. If Gibbo finishes the race with the fastest lap and Cornish and King Wolf DLF, he will... No, well, that still won't be enough. We haven't got another Williams driver. So at the moment, as Rob is now retired, so we got a retirement.
Yeah.
That looks like a Latifi spot. That is a Latifi spot.
Oh, that was so close. That's a full safety car.
That is an absolute safety car. So soft runners will be looking to dive into the pits. There he is. There's the call. Gibbo is in. That is the right choice to do. Slap on, set the hard tires, run to the end. The mediums, but Rob out like Latifi. Lap
Tom's
7
as well. Yeah, so none of the front three's gone in. This might come back to haunt them later on.
It might be. Abu Dhabi's a difficult one for tyre strategy because it's low tyre deg. From what I remember last time, it's low tyre deg, so you can extend these tyres a long way. 7 laps on the soft tyres probably can get to lap 11, lap 12, and if you can push these mediums, and then you got a lighter fuel load for soft tyres at the end, I think you can one-stop it, or they switch to the hards.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Because Gibbo's going to be on fresh mediums right behind them now. As is August.
It is, but you don't want to be the one...
Softs, so he'll have to stop again.
Yeah, Mitch will definitely have to stop, because the rules in Formula 1 is that you must use 2 sets of compound, well, 2 different compound of tyres, where that would be soft medium, soft hard, medium soft, hard soft, etc. You get the point. Unless it rains. If you start on a wet tyre, the intermediate or the wets, then that neutralizes that rule. Or if it rains during the Grand Prix, you start on a harder tyre and then it rains, that goes out the window completely.
Yeah.
But I think Ninja, I did catch the replay in time to see what happened to AJ as we try and load it. Hopefully I did. I got it right at the start. So he is now in towards turn 1, into turn 2, and then gone. And that is a huge hit on the front of that Alpha Tauri. It almost looked like the back left span up on the white paint. But turn 3 is a very awkward one for anyone who hasn't driven around Abu Dhabi before, because it climbs uphill and you're flat out hitting the curb as you reach the top of the hill, so the back of the car will go light unless you have a lot of downforce, and maybe the back of the car just got light, and as you turn in, you've got nothing for the wheels, and then you pick up that little bit of more downforce, and then that's all it takes to send you off.
Yeah, because most cars are going to be running different strats here. You want the low downforce for the straights and the high downforce for the corners, so yeah, it's normally Red Bull that prefers a higher downforce, isn't it? They like the slow corners as opposed to being flat out down the streets.
Oh yes, no, that is true. That is true. As AJ is saying that he is so angry, and I do feel that pain, AJ. I know exactly where you're coming from. It's happened to the best of us, but never mind, or don't worry about any of that. It's still always next season, where which who knows what's going to happen. There's a championship rival, there's a championship battle to hold on to that trophy. But either way, we are still here in Abu Dhabi, lap 8, safety car from lap 7. The pack is together, but we won't find out until the safety car comes in the end of sector 2, which is just by turn number 11 after the second DRS. And then we'll have 20 laps left to go in this Grand Prix for the final race in the Simcade Season 1 Championships. Always get spicy, Ninja. Always get spicy.
Always, yeah. For quite an open track, this track is, it does get a lot of safety cars.
I think it's just where the cars land. I think that's purely it. if you get an instant under the hotel, there is guaranteed a safety car there. There's no question about it. Anywhere else on the track, you get away with it. Where everyone's been crashing out on turn 3, they always end up in the fire barrier, or where the fire marshal barrier is by turn 4. So they're always out of the way already. But safety car's in this lap, Ninja.
Safety car's in. Just
Safety
as
car.
it gets darker, this is one of the things I like about this track. As we head from daylight into night.
I'm glad you spotted that because I never noticed it. I just see cars and then nighttime.
Yeah.
But when is Footy going to go? Leading the Grand Prix. The top 3 yet to stop under the safety car. It looks like he's leaving it very late. Has he gone? Oh, Cornish almost hitting the back of him. It caught him off guard. But that is him. Gone. Footy is out. Well, he's not out the race, but he's out away from Cornish. And get the tyres hot enough. Mantis runs around. Gibbo sneaks up the inside. So an issue there for Mantis maybe. So Gibbo just somehow came out of nowhere, snuck up the inside of Mantis. Gibbo now up into 3rd position. And a little bit further back, you have August, Mitch. Looks like a move on the inside. We have one ghosted car. And I think that may be Craig because I think he is lapped. But Tom is now holding up Mitch in 6th. The DRS train begins as they exit turn number 7. Down the straight. How much battery are they going to use? You can just see the trail weaving in front of Tom there. You got Mitch. He's looking to make a move on the inside. No, he thinks on the outside, should I say. He thinks better of it. Late on the brakes, but he is on fresh set of soft tires. Up the inside. Nearly. Gibber's off. Gibber's around the wrong way.
Oh no!
There's something happened something happened up front. I don't know what it is, but Gibbo now facing the wrong way and it resets Gibbo back down into 12th position. I'm unsure what happened, but maybe it might have been a little bit of contact in towards, well, just halfway through sector 2. So Gibbo's got all that work to do once again, and he has pitted, so he does have the tires. The gap is still close enough. When the top 3 pit, Gibbo can still come ahead. Oh, no, I say that. He's just lost his wing. He's hit the back of Mikey. So Gibbo now heavy wing damage at his front end plate. Gibbo will more than likely come in to the pits, stick on a set of hards and run them to the end of the race. It is getting from bad to worse, but up ahead, Cornish 0.3 of a second behind Footy. That gap is now closed once again. So what is Gibbo going to do? What are these going to do up at the front? Where are the movements going to be? Gibbo has elected to come into the pits as we just see what tyre life everybody is on. And spicy.
Yeah, Gibbo's going to be kicking himself there. To go from the back of the grid all the way up to 3rd, and then I don't know what actually happened if he had contact, but that was in the chicane at what, turn 11? Or turn 8?
That was turn 8 and 9, that was. Yeah, turn 8 and 9.
Whether he lost it coming out of turn 9 or if there was a bit of contact, we don't know. We'll probably hear after the race, but yeah, Gibbo getting all the way up to 3rd, and now he's all the way back to the back again.
Is Mitch, though, is frantically trying to get around August. They both stopped. They're both on fresh tyres. August is doing enough to hold on. Mantis, on the other hand, is at risk of losing P3 to the Alpine as he goes around the outside of turn 11. Does he make a signal? Does there's contact there? And it looked like August had gone, but Mitch put him back in the right direction. So maybe that'll be something that's under review by the stewards after this race. So Mitch is holding in P5. If anything, August owes him at least a crate of Ribena for putting him facing the correct way on the track. So this is a nice camera angle through the hotel, the double left-hander, the double left 90-degree right-hander. I think Mantis has got an issue.
He's quite slow.
He has. He's pit. Did he hit the wall then for a second? I think my screen is glitching.
Camera angle there.
Yeah, my screen appears to be glitching, but August now promoted up into P3. Mitch in P4. He is desperately after at least another podium. Mitch only scoring 1 podium in this season, and I believe it was in Jeddah?
Possibly? I would need to look it up. I think Mitch is maybe struggling.
Oh, I say that one. Mitch is now no, that's not Mitch, that's Cloud. Cloud is the wrong way. So Cloud then contact. That sent his car facing the wrong way. Turn 6, that one was. So Cloud is still got it in him. He was welcome back rookie in the last race, but we know he had the pace, so he went from 6
Back, going for an overtake.
down to 9.
On Mitch. Oh,
Yes, there
it's
is.
gonna be sweet.
It's going to be close, but we're going to jump on board. Mitch is holding him off. That's the last thing that he wants to be. He's stuck in the middle of the L-plan sandwich, but it looks like Mitch has drained his battery and the DRS is activated up the inside. Jack goes, that's very deep. That is very, very deep. Jack is going to have to give that position back and re-attack once again, but now lose out to Tom and now also to King Wolf. King Wolf up into 6th place, over the inside out of nowhere, Neo Nitro. So Jack in the space of 1 corner, losing out on 3 places, going a little bit too deep on the brakes. Mitch survives for another day. There is a hit at the back. I saw that just in the corner of my eye. That's now Nitro facing the wrong way, trying to go around Jack.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a bit of damage. Be careful about spinning up your wheels. There's Mantis overtaking now. Yeah, Neo just a little bit too deep into that corner. I think he had a contact with Keen Wolf. Keen Wolf escaped it though. And yeah, Neo Nitro was doing quite well there. But yeah,
Well,
I think I'll be him in the pit.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, front right end plate damage. That is gone up there. But Craig receiving a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting.
How many penalties has he got?
I am on a 3-second time penalty. Craig has 14 seconds of time penalties, which is
14 seconds.
14 seconds. He just got hit with a double whammy of a 5-second for corner cutting and a 3-second for corner cutting. So
yeah,
intriguing to say the least. Footy and Cornish though yet to stop in this Grand Prix. August has stopped on, and he did put on a set of the medium compound tires. 16 laps left to go in the final race of this season, and as I said, this is a charity season, ! Charity, and donate if you wish. Every penny goes a long way for Help for Heroes, the Armed Forces charity.
Yeah, this battle here between Tom, Keen Wolf, and Jack is really spicing up now. I think Mitch has an issue because he's dropped way back from August.
Well, we'll see if he's got any damage on that car. And his front wing seems to be intact, so maybe a little bit of damage from when he put August facing the right direction.
Yeah, I feel like he has, because he's not at full power around some corners when he should be.
No, and Cornish has now decided to come in to the pits. Soft tyres go on, and they will be more than likely them tyres until the end of the Grand Prix. And I think that they can quite possibly make it with a lighter fuel load. But yeah, I don't know what's happening, but Mitch is holding. Craig is Craig is out.
Craig's out.
Craig is out. That looks like it's that's about turn 18. So Craig is out, turn 18. I think we got Mikey going around there now.
Yeah, Mikey's going on. Yeah, straight on.
Yeah, that's zero wing on that car. So that's unfortunate for Craig, and he can't say that I cursed him because I didn't. Movement at the back, midfield, Tom, Mitch, King Wolf, and Jack all trying to fight it out for that 3rd spot on the podium. All 3 of these are desperate, and as he said before,
we've got another car off.
Like, we do.
McLeod's in the wall.
That's he is. That's turn 9.
Yeah.
So Cloud now dropping back. We've got movement up front now. It looks like Tom has gone past King Wolf in the chicane. King Wolf very, very squarely on the exit of that chicane. Sorry, Ninja. I just saw the movement happen. But yeah, that was an almost a little bit of an oops, I did it again movement from King Wolf. His back end going all over the place. Different downforce settings on these cars as Tom hits the wall. So Tom hits the wall, but I think he got away with it because it was only contact with the wheels, unless he has a puncture. Is he going to come into the pits? No, he's not. So Tom is desperately want to get around Mitch. Mitch currently in P3, now up into P2. Footy is in. There he is on the left hand side of your screen. So Footy is going to be behind this battle. for now second place. Up the inside, Tom's making the move, and Mitch goes very wide, and this leaves him open for Jack. Jack now around the outside, turn 3, and there's a clean move and a clean overtake, so a little bit different. Well, a little bit deep on the brakes, probably in turn 1 for Mitch, but now Tom in the Red Bull up into P2. August holds P1, and Jack in the Alpine. So it's an Alpine 1-3. Double podium scores for them at the moment, but I don't think they want to. Well, the race is still young with 14 laps left to go.
Yeah, and Gibbo making his way past McLeod there, so pretty straightforward overtake down the main street. So Gibbo making his way back. I don't think these drivers are going to be able to do half the race on softs.
I think it may be close, but then again, we don't know if they've underfueled as sorry, Mitch looks for a dummy switchback. Who's going to be ahead in the chicane? Tom is still holding firm up in front. You can just see the train coming behind. Footy and Cornish, and well, Footy, Cornish are chasing down the lead pack, which is going to make it interesting because they are slower because they are fighting on track. This is going to get spicy towards the end, but the soft tires theoretically can make it, but they will be dead in 14 laps time.
Yeah, well, it will mean that some drivers is doing more laps on the softs than they did on the mediums.
Yeah, it would. Lighter fuel load, which could reduce in the tyre deg that comes with it. I just see someone dive onto the right-hand side a little bit further back. That's Matt. The cousins are at it again. Cornish, the championship leader, has now gone past his cousin Mantis down into 7th, and I thought he somehow went off the track for a moment there, but Footy has got past Mitch up ahead. It's all kicking off, and it's quite hard to try and keep up with what is going on. Mitch maybe with a problem with that car, so the soft tires of Cornish definitely, well, the freshest soft tires, 7 laps versus 1 lap. And that it could be a straightforward overtake. Will get the benefit of the DRS as well. Nothing that he can do about that one. Just needs to try and defend from Mantis. Mitch tucking in behind Cornish. Mantis closing the gap. You can see the deployment levels on that McLaren are very, very low. Just look how late that they can break. Gibbo in 8th place, 7 seconds behind the leader. Footy side by side with Tom. Is he going to make the move clean? They both have DRS. It is all about the downforce. He gets a little bit of a tow from Jack. 3 wide, going in towards turn number 11. That was, but Footy squeezing through. The camera angle changed to something absolutely terrible then, Ninja. I do apologise in the replay afterwards. But Cornish now putting Tom under threat. A little bit of contact further back, as it looks like Red Bull's are deep on the brakes, but Cornish manages to make it stick. That was a very, very daring attempt, and it looked like Tom had to lift and coast going around that corner because he may have actually got into the back of Jack. So fresh soft tires, Ninja, they're doing the trick.
Yeah, some people would say that was insanity, others would say that was brave, but yeah, what an overtake from Cornish. And now he's up in the 3rd place. Jack falling back, he's got on 8-lap-old softs, and this is why I don't think most of these runners that have came in for fresh softs will get to the end. And
Mitch has boxed again. Mitch in this lap, so he's got medium tires to the end of the Grand Prix, but I think the top runners are going to make this happen. They did 16, no, they didn't do 16, they did 12 laps on the medium tires, but came in early under the safety cars. That saved them an extra 2 laps. 12 laps left in the Grand Prix. Footy and Cornish can make it to the end of the race on this soft compound tire. They've pitted that safety car, and that pit has probably just brought them back in it. But what can August do up ahead? He's on the mediums. He can run these tires to the end of the Grand Prix. They may be almost 20 laps old, but what can he do? Are the tires going to hold out for him? As a bit further back there, Tom and Mantis contact in the chicane. So Tom and Mantis, a little bit of argy-bargy going on there, trying to get their elbows stuck out. Mantis up 1 position, but was that an off-track illegal overtake? Will he have to give that position back to Tom? We
think that was,
won't know.
Just a racing incident. They're racing hard. Both drivers trying to go through the chicane. It's not the best place for an overtake, but we're racing, and you know. when you stop becoming a racer if you don't go for an overtake. Isn't that right?
This is true, and currently, as the drivers are on the track at the moment, is that August will jump ahead of Coxey in the Drivers' Championship, putting him into 9th position. Butty will hold on to P3. Cornish will obviously stay the champion at the top of the leader, as Mantis, you can just see, trying to get around Jack, as he is desperately trying to get around Jack, but there's nothing he can do. Jack gets a bit of a squirrel in the rear of that car on the exit turn 7. The DRS is open. A little bit kick of the battery. Jack is actually harvesting. His battery usage is depleted, and this will be a straightforward overtake into turn number 8. And I thought for a moment Jack is trying to get back to him, but it looks like he's just going to
DRS here, won't he?
He will. Yes, he will. He will have the DRS, but
so
it looks like he's too far back. Looks like he's too far back. Didn't really gain much from that one. If anything, 400ths of a second from that. So this has put Jack down, and Mantis is trying to close that 4-second gap to his cousin up ahead. But as it stands, Footy will hold on to P3 in the championship, with WS Jack in 5th place. Will then take 4th in the championship, and Mitch will drop down to 5th, pending when Mantis comes in this Grand Prix. So all still to play for. 10 laps left to go, Ninja. The final race of this season, and then we can all go into hibernation for 2 more weeks.
Yeah, we can go back into our little comfy beds and rest for the new season, but the lights are definitely on now. The sky's much darker, and I suspect we might still get some pit stops from some of these drivers. Mike outside the points though in 12th, so this could be the first race in a couple of races where he isn't going to score points, but it's not over yet.
It is definitely not over yet. That lone Ferrari doing wonders. He got his first points in Baku and has scored, like you said, I think 3 races on the trot into the points. Highest finish was 8th or 7th off the top of my head from what I can remember. But now you can just see that pack has now spread. Will August come in for a set of soft tyres, or is he going to stick it to the end of the Grand Prix? But he has closed 3 seconds on him in the last couple of laps, so it is now the time to pit. But if he does, he's going to come out just behind Cloud in P8. So a long way back.
If you're going to pit, it should be within the next 2 laps to give your tire a chance to push back in the final 8 laps or so. So unfortunately, these drivers don't have, guys back at the factory crunching all the numbers, and they're going to have to do it themselves in their head while they're racing, which is not an easy task.
Or we do it when we're commentating, and then they're listening to us on the stream and go, "That's a great idea," but little do they know we are actually saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Which is quite a common thing that happens. Gibbo in the pits, though. I think he is 7-lap-old soft tires. So Gibbo looking to go for a big push at the end. Does he know that the top runners are going to pit again? Looks like Jack will have to pit.
Oh, yellow flags. That's a Mercedes.
That is. I'm looking for it. He's still going.
He's back up and running.
He's front wing end plate, so front right end plate damage. So another victim of turn 3. Cornish will pit, but this is probably the right time to do it. Get that wing change in there. An extra maybe 5 seconds in the pit stop. We'll put him in a fight with Gibbo on the fresh softs, as long as all the top runners pit again. Footy and Cornish could go to the end of the race, but it'll be very, very close indeed. August is going to try and do whatever he can. L plan in effect. The medium tires. I think he's going to come in. 11-lap-old medium size. They must be feeling horrible.
Oh, he's going to have to come in because he's another 10 laps to do in those. So he's going to have to pit.
Yes. Oh, Cloud is the wrong way. So Cloud, again, the wrong way, turn 9. So he's not having much fun with that chicane. So I don't know what assists are running, because all these drivers are running completely different assists through the course of the Grand Prix. August in the pits now. There goes, as he goes past the safety car in the pit box. Footy now regains the lead. Oh, well, he doesn't regain the lead because Cornish had the lead. Footy now in the lead of the Grand Prix. Yeah. Cornish in P2, your champion of season 1. This is all for bragging rights. So now Footy holding on to that position. 8 laps left to go. As Jack is now in, Mantis is now in, so all the soft runners are now coming in. So that safety car could have been the game changer for them top 2 runners. I think they can get to the end of the Grand Prix.
Another 8-9 laps possibly. Yeah, they should be able to get on those softs. Yeah.
Trying to do quick maths in my head. It will be close.
Gibbo fresh softs is right on the back of Mitch now.
Yes, Mitch is on 3-lap old medium tires, but you can just see how later Gibbo can brake even on these soft tires. He can take a tighter line because the softer compound is the grippiest compound. He gets a better run out of turn 7. The DRS is open, the wing at the back, 13 extra kilometers an hour down the straight side by side. Mitch thinking to hold with him. Is he going to make a comeback move on the inside or a switchback line? We'll go with Mitch for a moment. No, he doesn't, but we need to be careful. Jack is closing down behind him in that Alpine. So Williams the Alpine chasing the McLaren, chasing the Williams. He gets the DRS. Is he going to make a move up before the chicane? Gibbo going to very defensive, going very wide, pushing that car out, make it as wide as he can. That's the last thing that he wants. But Cornish is in the pits.
He is.
So maybe realizing that them tires won't go to the end of the race, or he knows he's won the championship. He just wants fastest lap bragging rights and maybe have a little bit of a fight. As now August slots back into P2. So August in the Alpine, sliding in them DMs, and is now put himself into P2. Fresh tyres. Cornish is about to come out. Tom is now into the pits as well. So Tom is now stopped for a new set of soft tyres. So and he's going to get caught behind this fight. King Wolf, Gibbo, Mitch Mountford, Jack have all gone ahead of him, and he's just about to get into the tunnel of the pit exit. The mid-pack fight, Ninja, is going to come down to the wire. 7 laps left to go.
Yeah, they are all back together again. I'm just looking at Footy. Footy's 17 seconds ahead. I think he's just going to stay out now and just hope that the gap's big enough that August is not going to be able to catch up, even on those fresh soft tyres. So he's going to stay out, I feel. But yeah, Gibbo, Mitch going to be under pressure, I feel, from Jack very soon.
Yeah, Gibbo now making the move around the outside. Oh no, the switchback. It's a dummy switchback. King Wolf is not giving up that position, but compromises his line massively. We'll get the DRS. The squirrel kicks back in again. Mitch will have the better exit on the medium tyres, but they will all have DRS. Gibbo is harvesting. Gibbo is now used 10, well, he's got less than 10% battery left. It's Mitch going around the outside. He does a lot later on the brakes. So King Wolf, 2-lap older tyres, getting a little bit out of shape maybe, or out of line, so couldn't quite defend as best that he wanted to. But now Gibbo up into 4th, Mitch into 5th place, taking, well, has now been gaining a position from King Wolf. Double S Jack, soft tyres to that rear of that Aston Martin, is not liking this setup. But he is in.
And he's come back out. He's only a couple of seconds behind August. This is going to be a battle now for the winner of this race.
Yeah, he did have 17 seconds. Probably didn't want that gap to close down too much. Free pit stop, almost. And we all know the pace that Footy and August have. So you are right, Ninja. It's going to get spicy towards the end. 6 laps left to go. Jack is trying to get around King Wolf. Mantis sets the fastest lap of the race. A 38 dead. I say that one, it was 38 and 3/1000ths, but that's despite that's not the point.
Time during the race.
It really is. I'm curious to know what's going on with King Wolf's car. He gets loose, very deep on the brakes at turn 7. Jack had to back out of it, but the rear of that Aston Martin, I don't know what's going on. It's not liking it.
Bad setup. Too much or not enough downforce in the rear. I think Jack's going to get him in the next DRS straight.
He looks to make a move on the inside, turn number 9, but doesn't make it happen. They are both low on ERS. You see the flashing light, and it looks like King Wolf is driving without a helmet, which is something that I've actually just noticed. So I don't know if you're seeing the same thing, but King Wolf's got no helmet on his.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah. But yeah, so they are both at less than 10% battery in that car. They cannot harvest because they are both pushing each other as hard as they can. Soft versus mediums. When is Jack going to pull the trigger and make his way around? Footy up ahead has now closed the gap. He is within the DRS of August. There is 5 laps left to go in this Grand Prix, and we'll have to wait and see. He will have the DRS. King Wolf gets a 3-second time penalty. Time penalties are coming in thick and fast. Purple sector 2 for Footy. There's the detection point, that white line across the track. He will have it. What is August going to do? Battery life is probably half. He's got nothing he can do. He's not using his ERS. There's the move made, and Footy now gains the lead of the Grand Prix from August. And now August needs to think, can he get to the end of the race? Can he keep it clean? 6 seconds. He has got to Cornish, your current champion for season 1. Footy leading away. Don't think August did get a good exit to close the gap too far. So we'll keep an eye on this fight later on, as long as he stays within that 1 second window by the DRS detection zone.
Yeah, August, it looked like he burned the tires up a little bit there coming out of turn 9. Just wasn't able to get the grip down, the same as Footy. So, will Cornish close up 6 seconds? He might. You need a second a lap.
It will be close towards the end. But if August
is outside the 1 second now.
Yeah, I was just going to August gets a 3-second time penalty, which means Cornish now only has to gain 2 more seconds in his lap time to take P2 away from Cornish, and now he's out of the DRS. He hasn't got Footy to tow him along, so it is now all down to complete driver skill and their ability and their car setups, as I'm still sticking with King Wolf, who is getting chased down by Tom. The back end of that Aston Martin is all over the place.
Yeah, he's really struggling. Mantis is right behind him too.
This is not what you want. Here comes the DRS train, this sitting duck that King Wolf could be, unless he closes up a little bit more to Jack, but I don't think he's going to get 2 more seconds on this lap. Yellow flag in sector 2. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that was Mikey just getting out the way of the top runners.
Yeah.
Which is very respectful driving, and of course abiding by the blue flag rules regardless if the cars are ghosted. So Mikey, very respectful driver, but here we are now. That looks like the move has been made from Tom. The trigger has been pulled. You can see the DRS, but look at Mantis behind. He has also picked up the DRS that goes with it. Can King Wolf defend from it? Is he going to defend on the inside? No, he's not. Looks like he's almost very deep on the brake from Mantis. Mantis almost into the side of Tom, but just managed to get slowed down. And King Wolf losing out 2 places in the DRS, choosing not to go defensive. But this has now left Tom open to Mantis. Tom going defensive around the outside. Mediums versus soft. Deep on the brakes around the outside, wheel-to-wheel contact going on there. This is the last thing that they want, and it looks like still side by side on the exit. Mantis is off. Mantis is Tokyo drifting off the track. He needs to be careful he doesn't actually get a penalty, and that is racing in Abu Dhabi how it should be.
Oh, that was very unlucky there for Mantis. That was a good battle, overtaking Keen Wolf, and just fighting Tom in that little chicane. Not the best place to go for an overtake. He'll be kicking himself, but he's still in the points, and this is much better than DNF in like the last 3 races, so he'll be disappointed, but he'll not be unhappy, I don't think.
No, I agree with that. It is unfortunate, but that is racing. Did he spin up the rears, or was that little bit of contact too much coming through that chicane? It's not really one of the places that you want to overtake, but they were side by side with that one. But up ahead, Ninja, 7/10 of a second. Half a second now is all that Cornish needs to snag P2 from August with his late 3-second time penalty. And whilst we're watching them chase something down, as we got Jack and Mitch, neither of them have DRS, so maybe a mistake, or is there a DRS fault on the back of Jack's car? Wait and see when he comes around turn 9. There's a detection zone, that white line that comes across. Nope, he does have the DRS, so is Jack going to make the move on Mitch? in the closing stages of this Grand Prix. The gap has dropped a little bit very late on the brakes. Again, he is also on the fresh soft tires, but hopefully, Ninja, I've got the replay saved of that contact that happened with Cornish. We'll see where that comes up to. Yeah, I just caught the end of it. I think it was just wheel-to-wheel contact and maybe an overspin of the rears, but that is unfortunate for
to tell from that. But we might see it later on. If there's an incident report coming in, we might get some onboard footage from that.
I think so. But August gets another 3-second time penalty. So August is now 6 seconds, and that is pretty much confirmed that Cornish will get P2 in this race. And what's interesting though, Ninja, I'm watching this fight with Jack and Mitch. Just jumped on board with Jack. Jack is lifting and coasting. I think Mitch is starting to struggle with tyre wear on them medium tyres, but he's doing enough to hold Jack at bay.
Keen Wolf's gone.
That's turn 3.
Yeah. Did he lose the rear end? It looks like he lost the rear end.
Well, we have been saying for a while that rear end is loose on the back of that Aston Martin, so who knows? Yeah. They are 11-lap-old medium tyres on top of that, so the tyres are pretty much end of their time.
Here goes Jack on Mitch. And gets the overtake made. That was pretty straightforward under DRS. Mitch gets a 3-second time penalty for that.
He did. Time penalty for his
terrible little bit.
Yeah, but, time penalty for his efforts.
I was wondering if Jack was biding his time there just for DRS, leaving it a bit late, last lap and stuff.
Well, we don't know what goes on through the drivers' heads, but they are both very low. Well, saying that though, Mitch has been harvesting his battery. That would explain that one. We've got a yellow flag up ahead. That looks like Mikey facing the wrong way. Yeah. Just for the final corner. But yeah, looking at the dashboards, voice crack that comes with it. Surprise, surprise. Mitch has been harvesting the battery the whole time, which is why Jack has managed to close up that gap. Mitch has got 40% ERS. Mitch is harvesting. You can see the flashing light on the back of the Alpine. So as long as Mitch stays within the DRS, this could be a last chance saloon for him to take P5 away from the Alpine. We'll stay on board with him and see what he does with his battery. He has got the DRS.
August trying for the overtake on Cornish. Cornish did get past him there in the last lap. But no, August wasn't DRS. Tried to get it down, but Cornish defended quite well and holds on to second as we are approaching the final lap. But Mantis gets past Tom.
He has. I know it's all going to get chaos now. But Tom not electing to use a battery. Mantis as well harvesting his battery on top of it. But I think at this point it may be a comeback from Tom, Mitch. Or is he going to play it smart? Mitch around the outside of the Alpine, and it looks like he's done it. Kept that very clean going through that chicane. Fair play and touche to both of them drivers, keeping it clean. Maybe a slight knock of boots, but nothing too crazy. Tom ahead of Cornish, still anything to play for as we do enter the final lap of the Grand Prix, the final lap of the season, and the final lap in Abu Dhabi. It's also the same as the Grand Prix, but ignore me. I'm just talking nonsense like I always do. Mitch still ahead of Jack, still anything to play for. There is time penalties to be applied as well. Gibbo is in fourth, way out of the window that he needs for that time penalty. Mantis on Tom. This is going to be all down to the wire. August is outside the DRS of Cornish, so he can't pull that back. It is going to be the midfield battle, which is what we're going to be looking at for this, as I'm trying to keep an eye on also where the leader is on the Grand Prix sector 3.
August is spun.
Oh, that's not good. August is spun.
10 seconds back to Gibbo.
And he has 6 seconds of penalties to run through. But up ahead is going to be close. We're going to go up ahead as we round the final few corners. There's moves going on in the back. Mantis on Tom, but it doesn't really matter at the moment because the winner of the final race of the season here in Abu Dhabi for the Simcade F1 League, it's your man, it's Footy. He holds on to P3 in the Drivers' Championship as we have Cornish now rounding the final corner. He is already a champion, and there he is across the line in P2. August holds on to P3, only just 6 seconds of penalties to his name. Is he just going to beat Gibbo? He crosses the line, but Gibbo now rounding the final corner. It's going to come down to the wire. Gibbo has been pushing. That gap has closed down. Is he going to be enough? No, it's not. So Gibbo holds on to 4th. So the Alpine beats the Williams. Mitch Mountford in 5th position. He also has penalties. He's held off Jack frantically for the last few laps. And the position stays. So Mitch holds on to P5 with Jack in P6 for Alpine. Mantis, unfortunate with that spin, did get the position from Tom to round himself in 7th and 8th. But now we have Cloud, King Wolf, Neo Nitro and Mikey to finish crossing the line. Wow.
That was impressive. Oh.
And breathe.
Yeah. Jack, I think, was a little bit unlucky there not to get 5th, but that was a good battle between them.
Oh, sorry, I was having a drink.
Yeah.
Sorry, so I was like jumping in now. Hold on. But yeah, no, it is unfortunate that Jack didn't get 5th, but the fighting between both of them, Mitch putting that car in the right places, and the tactical decision to harvest his ERS. That was what it was. Driver of the day, Gibbo, starting from the back, going to 2nd, 3rd place, and then ended up down the back again, and then back up to 7th. But well done to Footy for that. But yeah, I think the tactical decision to harvest the ERS for a push the lap before, that's what saved it for Mitch, and that was well deserved for P5.